Hello everybody, my name is Jonatas Medeiros. We Today we are going to talk about climate change. As you know, the climate change became a trend since 20 years ago. Since 20 years ago, when in 1919, when Al Gore, the ex-vice president of United States, brings to light this subject as a problem, a global problem, world problem uh, to us. The climate change uh, become important and very frequent uh, subject and discussion in many communities and in the scientific community and in Europe, in United States, in Japan, and the cycles of study of researchers, etc., etc., etc. So the climate change and the problem about this subject of this discussion is based in one question, one basic question. The basic question is about the climate change and his relation between human activities. So, are the climate change and human activities linked? So, as you know, I'm sure you heard about it. The responsible by climate change has been considered the CO2 emission of gases from industrial companies, etc., etc., comes from the the cars, the fuel, etc., the etc., etc., etc. So this is the basic question of this large discussion about uh, climate change and global warming. So the global warming is real or not? So is uh, this will be the base of our investigation. The goal of our investigation will be: are the climate change and human activities any link? So to try to explain or to try find out answer of this question is important to have in our mind the exact concepts, important concepts about climate change, about the weather, etc., etc. But it is not so difficult. What first we must to have in our mind the exact concepts about climate change, etc., etc., etc. So, what are climate change? What are climate change? Climate change, as you know or not, uh, the climate change is the change in the average of the temperature in the atmosphere, the temperature of the earth, the temperature of the sea, the temperature of the air on the atmosphere. Okay, the average temperature, okay, this is a climate change. As you know, the climate change always happening. The climate change happened since the beginning of the world. So what is wrong? So the climate change always happened. So continuing our discussion, how fast are these changes going? Is another important question. So, which are the main facts of this phenomenon of the climate change? Are they dangerous or no? It may be the most important question that must be answered. Okay, which are the main effects? How can they interfere in our life and in wildlife? It's important, but we must be start from a basic point. Are the climate change really happening? As you can see, the climate change is a natural phenomenon, a natural event since the beginning of the world. So, what's wrong right now? According to the most important person in this scenario, like Al Gore and another important person, the climate change and the global warming, the climate change is not, it's real, but not only that, the climate change is dangerous. It's dangerous for the life living in the earth, the life in the earth. But we don't have to believe in this affirmation so early. We must investigate the real cause of the climate change. And our first question, are the climate change and human activities any link? This is important. So continue our presentation or pre-introduction about this. How can we find out the answer about this subject about climate change? So we must be follow a logical way to find out the answers. To find out answers is important to follow and to start from very. We must look for similar events that happen and overcome over the centuries. Over the century, recent and important phenomena or events, and to try to find out any link, some link between them. It's important, and to collect the viewpoint of the many scientists, not only one scientist, but science around the world. But not only that, it's important you must be sure the reliability of your database is important too. Why do I talking about this? It's easy to answer because of this. As you can see, this is Al Gore, the most important person in relation to climate change. It was Al Gore that bring to light the danger, the dangerous climate change, the global warming, and in 2008, this important magazine it said, "Not evil, just wrong. The true cause of global warming is hysteria." The global warming uh, was discovered as a big lie. As a big lie. 6 years ago, this was discovered. The climate change and the global warming is not true, is not true. But in Brazil, it's very funny because the information arrive here in Brazil as low as a turtle because many people here believe in global warming yet. I'm talking about scientists, I'm talking about professors, I'm talking about researchers. I'm talking about the most intelligent people or person in Brazil. But I'm not proving anything. As you can see here, Al Gore was wrong. was uh, committing a mistake because the melting of glaciers didn't happen. The pack of Arctic increased and expanded 50%. But it's not proof. But you can see here, here, and here. This this graphic show the change in the global ice area over the time. Over time, as you can see, since 1977 to today, the global ice area up and down many times. It's a very common phenomenon to the environment. The change, the changes are like a period. It's very constant phenomenon. The temperature increase and decrease, but here is not the temperature, but it represent the temperature too, because when the temperature increase, the global ice area decrease, as you can see here. When the temperature uh, decrease, the global ice area up. It's upping, as you can see. The temperature of the atmosphere up and down many times. It's very common. But let's take a look in the last 2 years, and 20 and 20 and 14. In this year and in the last year, 2013, the temperature of the atmosphere decreased. As a result, we have had overcooling, not overheating. We don't have having a global warming. According this graphic, we are having overcooling, and maybe in the next year the temperature increase again, and in the next year the temperature decrease again. Is very common. But an important fact is, in the 13th century, the temperature of the earth, we had the most increase and the most change in the temperature of the earth. In the medieval period, we had the most increase and the most change in the average of the temperature in the earth. And as you know, in that period, we didn't have emission of gases, cars, industrials, companies, etc., etc., etc. So, as you know, or as you think, here in this important site, U.S. Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works. It's an important site from the government from United States. More than 700 international scientists dissent over main global warming claims. They are saying the global warming it's not being causing from man-made. It's a natural phenomenon. More than 700 important scientists around the world. It's important. Because why do in Brazil many people believes in global warming? Because the information don't arrive here with so speed. Many researchers in universities believe on in global warming yet. It's very sad. In this called newmaxwell.com, more science debunk the climate change myth. The climate change is considering a myth. In other words, the affirmation about global warming was debunked. What are the Al Gore motivations? Al Gore's motivations. According to many researchers, reporters, it's only a politic agenda to get and to collect more money. What the Al Gore goes. But it mustn't be a very good thing. So that's all. Thanks for watching.